So hello, welcome to the 17th, Friday. I'm in the middle of doing dishes. My pots and pans were soaking, and we just had a bat in the house. I thought it might have been the state bat, which is the pallet bat. But they tend to have a larger wingspan, and I would say this wingspan was less than a foot. And so it might have just been a little brown bat. Don't know. It was weird. We opened the front door and it finally made its way out. So, yeah, so that was fun. I know the kids were like, "What's that?" And I said, "Oh my God, it's a bat. It's a bat flying around in the house." Anyway, it's probably chasing a bug. And the door opened and it just chased the bug inside. They do that. Anyway, I wanted to talk about health related stuff. And the reason for that is this is going to be a short video. I'll do more in-depth stuff here soon, but to kind of give an idea of where some of my focus is going to be going is so a little short video for that. Anyway, so when our friend Ricky, we found out he was sick and that he was dying, part of the problem was he was super morbidly obese, and he was 450 pounds when he went into the hospital last time. And well, his sister thought maybe 50 pounds of it might have been fluid retention from a failing liver. She figured maybe at least 400 is his actual body weight. And he had been up to 500 at some point too. And he had always had issues with food, loved his McDonald's, and all that. So, but the thing was, and this is what's really sad, he needed a liver transplant. He couldn't have one because he was too big, because of his obesity. And so it makes you think about a lot of things. And so, well, I do my best, and sometimes it's not good enough to try and be healthier, and then I fall kind of away from it thinking, it's just too difficult right now, all this making excuses. I realize that it's not really about just me. It's about the example you set. And he didn't have the best example growing up. His mom was horrible. Yes, I had met her. And so he just turned to food, and it's what led him to where he is. Or, where he is, really, honestly. So he didn't have a good relationship with food. Even when he would try to lose weight, a lot of the time he would do keto, and he was big enough to do keto. But still, you're not eating the healthiest food, even with keto. And I don't think he was, for sure. And, he didn't have the good example. I didn't have a very good example. My dad is a type 2 diabetic who still, like today, wanted a candy bar. He wanted chocolate. It's like, dude. Seriously, dude. Never drinks water. Drinks a ton of coffee. Still doesn't take care of himself. So, while I didn't have a very good example, and neither did my brother, we have 2 young children in the house. So, we need to set an example for them. And we do try to push eating a balanced diet and eating your fruits and vegetables. Carbs aren't bad, but you can't just live off of them You have to have your protein too. You have to have, eat a little of everything. That's what we try to do with them. And oops, sorry, my finger. Um, and not just with the food, um, teaching them how to eat better and everything like that. Also being more active. Um, and I'm so immensely proud because they did cross country and they loved it. And I never had anybody push me to do anything like that. So it's like, maybe my life would be different if I had. Sorry, I'm starting to sweat because it's actually a warm day. I'm in a sweatshirt. Anyway, that's one of the things that losing our friend made me think about was not just my health, but the health of my niece and nephew, the health of my whole family. Because a lot of the time when I make dinner, it's based on what everyone else will like, and I try to eat what I want, and it's more like, no, I think we need to just transition to a healthier lifestyle as a whole, as a family. And we all do it. And it's going to be difficult, especially for the kids, because I really do believe with kids, because my niece is so different from my nephew. She got, we started him out on like oatmeal and broccoli and stuff like that, very young. And he gravitates towards broccoli and stuff like that. My niece was really raised toward on fast food. And so she always wants fast food. And trying to break that habit is a little bit difficult. So anyway, that's kind of where I'm at right now. Grocery shopping happens on Monday. And I'm going to make some changes, not just for me, but for my family as a whole, for the sake of my niece and nephew. Not just us, not just the adults, but them too. Especially them, so that when they are, young adults, they're making smart choices with their health, and it's just a good habit for them to be in. Whereas our friend, he was 37 years old, and he never really had those good habits. And I think sometimes he wanted to, but he just didn't know what to do, and it was hard. I mean, one of the things he wanted to do was join a gym, but he didn't want to go by himself, being such a big guy, and he wanted my brother to go, but my brother didn't want to do it because my brother felt uneasy in a gym. So, try to teach them, when you go to a gym, it's like, I'm sorry, don't give a rat's ass what other people think when you're there. And I see some of these women who are like in the gym, posing, and they're trying to record their workout and showing the creepy dude in the background. It's like, bitch, why are you wearing makeup? You're in a fucking gym. You're supposed to be sweating and looking like shit when you're done. I'm sorry. If you go to a gym and you don't look like shit when you get done, chances are you didn't work out. I'm sorry. Same with running a 5K. If you don't look like hell when you're done, chances are you didn't run a 5K. Sorry. That's where I'm going to sit with that. Anyway, so that's what we're going to do. I'm going to probably do another video here in a day or two talking about more of what we're going to be doing, how I'm going to help transition the kids to better snacks, meals, everything. Yeah, as a whole, for the whole family. So, anyway, thanks for watching, and stay tuned for a little health journey for Not just me, but for everyone in my house. That's the scariest part. Bye.